Even after the report on Ngong helicopter crash that killed Internal Security Minister George Saitoti and his assistant Orwa Ojode alongside 4 others was made public, questions still beg for answers. The Kalpana Rawal Commission investigating the crash concluded that the accident was most likely caused by pilot error during bad weather conditions. The commandant of the Police Airwing, Rodgers Mbithi Munene, appearing before the Police Vetting Commission, would be faced with a barrage of questions about the technical capacity of Police Airwing personnel and the state of police aircrafts.
I can confidently say that we boast some of the best pilots within Wilson Airport at the moment, who are very highly trained, and I've got no problem with the flying bit of it. But of course, in flying, you can't rule out the human resource. That is the biggest headache in aviation industry. You don't know what is in my mind, and you might think I'm normal when I'm not normal, and that is the headache we have. But this one we try and talk. Is a continuous system, because as you are aware, the manufacturer has put all the measures to make sure that aircraft does not fall from the sky. But me as the pilot, I force it to fall.
Could you give us a general view of the extent to which that maintenance is a key function, at the airway? To what extent are actually your aircrafts maintained and the regularity?
That aircraft, I went to South Africa with the captain who crashed, that is Nancy Gitwanja. We did our training, our factory training in South Africa, and she flew back and I flew the aircraft back to Kenya, of course with a company pilot, through all the way to Kenya. It took us about 17 hours to get to Nairobi. What I can say is that aircraft was serviceable to the time it took off from Wilson Airport, and there was no complaint at all about any inserviceability. That aircraft went to Voi. It was not an air test, because you don't do an air test to Voi. Nancy went with it.
What efforts have you been able to take as the commandant of the Kenya Police Airwing in respect to this issue of not getting the reports?
We are the people who are supposed to be implementing these reports. And these reports, if they don't filter to us, then there is no way we can officially implement these things.
Others who appeared before the panel today included Charlton Murithi Muriuki, the former Northeastern Regional Commander.
You are supposed to have been deployed as Chief of Security, Compliance and Disaster Preparedness. Something happened.
Yes, something happened.
What happened?
I got information initially through the media that there were issues the governor had raised. And the first call of my reporting was to the Inspector General who had deployed me there to seek guidance and clearance. And when we spoke, I was briefed that some discussion is ongoing. Later on, I'll be briefed of the progress. Ultimately, another officer was deployed, and which is quite normal in our duties. And the case rested there for the time being.
Let us know what you are currently doing at wherever you are.
When my deployment to the county was rescinded, I reported to headquarters, police headquarters, for the designation. And currently, there are also a lot of issues that are ongoing, and I understand that a decision is yet to be made on my deployment. So I am not really actively engaged on any specific duties.
It's curious. You are the second officer coming from Northeastern who doesn't seem to have been immediately deployed. And we're just wondering, could there be something about returning from Northeastern? It could also have a lot of other implications in terms of HR interpretation. It could mean you are not too suitable for anything else. Or it could mean you are so good that you can fit everywhere, so that's why you are everywhere. It can also mean that there is something negative about you And so nobody really wants to place you and the many other things that go with it.
Truly, it is a bit disturbing sometimes because you don't understand why you have not been deployed. Having come from Northeastern, an area which was very tricky in terms of security management, it is only fair that you give your seniors time to make a decision. Or maybe, if there is something they are watching, you'll be told in due course.
Joseph Oletito, the first ever commandant of traffic, told the panel that he made it a practice to preach about the ills of corruption every time he addressed his officers working in the department that carries the infamous tag of being one of the most corrupt in the country.
I want to find out from you, if in your honest opinion you left any mark. What would you like to be remembered for as traffic commandant?
Things that I will be remembered for. I think this country people have just been talking about speedy cameras. It is me who introduced the 3 speedy cameras that I left traffic with the only 3. Through an initiative from a non-governmental organization that sponsored us with the 3 cameras.
Peter Pamba, the Deputy AP Commandant, and Francis Munyamba, in charge of Nairobi Metropolitan Police, faced the panel as well. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen Weekend.